Titan's Call is a D&D actual play podcast containing mature themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised. Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of Titan's Call, a D&D 5e actual play podcast produced by DoubleDM. That is me and Niels. Niels is one of our players. So, how about we ask our players? So, how are you guys feeling?
Great!
I am excited. I want to play. I want to know where all of this shit is going, and I can't wait.
Yes, same.
Yeah, I'm excited too, but you guys out there should know. My honest laughing is I just overslept and was too late for recording session, so yeah. But I'm still hyped up.
So this sounds amazing. My players are all hyped up for me to destroy everything they love.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes, baby.
Don't sound too excited, guys.
We're gonna make this weird. We're gonna make this a lot weirder.
I hope you can't kill every character
Or
of
watch
mine.
me try.
Oh yeah, please. Bet.
Yeah, I mean, if you kill the whole party, it's one thing. But if you manage to kill every one of my roleplay characters, even though I'm just playing one,
No, I'm not gonna try to kill your characters, obviously. It would be boring to just try to kill them.
Just do it.
I hold the omnipotent power to do it anyway. No, I don't.
yeah, you do.
Well, yes.
That's the point behind it.
The last two episodes, or the first two episodes of the show were quite a show.
Oh, yes. It was epic.
Nerve-wracking to say the least.
Yeah.
Emotional damage has been inflicted.
Emotional damage.
So, if there's nothing else to say, if there's nothing else to talk about, I think we can go over to the episode. Last time you guys just barely escaped the Titan's wrath. You guys fled away from the temple only to find Coradian's father making his way towards the Titan. He explained to you that someone will have to draw the thing away from the city and that he will have to do it. He left you with words Coradian won't ever forget. I can't let this happen again. I will come back to you and I will explain everything. You guys then fled towards one of the gates of town to find other refugees fleeing the destroyed city. The guard, or what's left of it, tried its best to help people and calm them down. While the Titan slowly began to move back into the ocean, you guys did your best to comprehend what just happened. Trying to find friends and family, all efforts seemed to be in vain. The town's guard, or what's left of it anyway, decided to lead the people to the next city-state over, Andoras being a doomed city after all. You guys, however, decided that it's better for you guys to find out how you are involved in this. Who these people are that attacked the Temple of Highness, who they are, and why, and how they called the giant beast of destruction into your home city. You found lodging in Coradian's hut on the outskirts of the dark woods outside the city to rest for the night. So, I would like to ask you guys, how do you guys spend the night in this hut? Are you all sleeping? There are only two beds, so who is sleeping on the floor or wherever? How do you guys arrange all of this?
Well, yeah, I will of course offer both beds to my visitors. And I don't think Coradian will sleep at all. He will probably sit either inside at the table looking outside, or he will sit outside looking towards the sea where the beast and his father fell.
We could stand guard if you'd like to. You know, everyone for a few hours. So in case something happens, we won't be surprised.
Sounds good.
I will remind you all, obviously, of how D&D 5e works. If you don't sleep over this night, you get a point of exhaustion. So if somehow you will find a way to arrange that everyone gets a full night's rest and that always someone is on watch, if you feel that that's appropriate. But if one of you decides, I'm gonna stay up the whole night, that's gonna be a point of exhaustion for the rest of the next day.
Yeah, Aiden would definitely try to sleep as far as he could, because probably has very light sleep, especially after the day they all had.
Mm-hmm.
Having trouble getting to sleep and waking up sometime in the night through nightmares and then trying to get back to sleep. But that would be his night routine.
I would also like to get a full night's sleep, but still taken care of. Because, sometimes weird shit happens, and I would like to be prepared if weird titans come out of the water again. I don't know.
So Corradian, do you stay up the whole night, or do you try to find some sleep?
If we decide to all stand guard at some point, so if we full night's sleep would be 6 hours. If we do 3 shifts of 3 hours for guards, so that everyone can sleep 6 hours,
Sure.
Yes, I would take the first watch and then try to sleep as well. But spend the first 3 hours, where, of course, with my attention mostly towards the sea.
Also, I would like to remind you that shortly before we stopped the last session and before I went to sleep, I looked at my mark on my back. So that's definitely something I would like to do before sleeping.
Yeah, as in the last session, you look at your mark and it's still there, and the sudden realization hits you that that mark was the thing that was burning into your back.
So it was the exact spot I felt the pain came.
This weird mark of a black rose or something on your back, that's where you felt the pain. I would like for you to make a straight wisdom roll for me.
Okay, it's a 6.
It's a 6. Okay, no, you don't recognize anything. Then you don't feel off. It's still the same mark you had since you were a child. Didn't change at all. But
got used to it.
But you have the connection that it's somehow connected to whatever happened.
Okay.
That these people had some way of inflicting pain on you.
Oh, so does it feel like the people were the thing that started the pain on my mark?
Well, when you looked at them and they looked at you, the pain suddenly started.
Ah, okay.
It kind of was like a weird feedback, right? If you ever stood on a stage and you have this weird feedback with the mic and the sound system, kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah, as if something was resonating into you and the pain being the reaction of your body to it. So the only thing that really matters is who is taking the last watch for this night.
No, I would.
Okay. Just means that you will be the one that is up when the sun rises, and that's the only thing that matters for me right now. You all get a full night's rest of sleep, even though it's not really restful. It's, for all of you, some more than others, it's nightmares. Probably still the adrenaline you have in your body, thanks to being so close to that thing that just doesn't let you sleep. And out of your 6 hours of really sleep, you maybe find 2 or 3 really restful, and the others are tossing and turning yourself in your bed or wherever you sleep and just trying to find rest. But for the sake of this, you all still get a long rest. So if you have expended any things or have any hit points to heal, that is all done. Aiden.
Yes.
I don't know where you're keeping watch.
If there is a front porch, probably somewhere around there.
Yeah, I reckoned that. Just wanted to make sure. So as the sun slowly rises over the horizon, it's a misty morning. It's foggy. It's a foggy morning. You can see the ruins of several bigger buildings that are still seen over the top of the walls from here. Looking into the sky, you see the sky kind of also clouded with this fog and smoke mix. As you then realize this is not some normal fog from water vapor condensation, but it's actually dust. The dust of the destruction of the city, of the crumbling houses, walls and temples, still hasn't settled. Mixed with a slightly red hue, which you hope is from the morning sun, rather than the bloodshed that ensued. What unsettles you most, however, is the quietness of everything. You don't hear kids playing, people talking, no dogs barking, no birds chirping either. The city and everything around it feels empty, ghostly even. Just yesterday, not even 24 hours ago, your life was normal. The city was normal. Now your normal life, just as the city lays bare before you, seems to be destroyed beyond repair. what do you do?
Well, first, I would let this all sink in a bit and just stare at the sunrise for a couple of minutes, and then probably head inside and look for something to make for breakfast, if there is anything.
I mean, yeah, you can tell me what you find. You can tell me what you make for breakfast.
Probably some bread, some maybe dried meat, and a little tea. Nothing fancy, but
sure, you'll find everything of that. The Canadians aren't really, they don't house chickens, for example, so you probably won't find any eggs, but you will find a little bit of bread, maybe dried meats, few herbs for a tea. Yeah. That's something you can definitely find. You make the breakfast, and you kind of plate it on the table, if you can say it like that. So you just put a few bowls down, and that's it. Really, nothing fancy here. Everything in this hut is made for pragmatism and not for fine dining or actually expecting any company as well. It's made for 2 people and 2 people alone. But that still won't stop you guys from finding some way to enjoy your breakfast, if you even can enjoy it. So the other 2 also wake up at some point, or you wake them. Aiden, that is also an option. But now all 3 of you are awake in this dreadful world.
I'll take a moment to realize that even though I wake up in the hut, it feels weird and not really like home. First few moments until reality kicks in.
Morning.
Morning.
I took the liberty to prepare some sort of breakfast. I hope that's okay.
Oh, that's so kind of you.
Yeah,
Usually I'm the one making breakfast. Well, I guess it's just the 3 of us now.
Thanks again for letting us stay here.
That's really kind.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's something new for me too, but it doesn't look like the bed was needed, so yeah.
Maybe we should talk about what to do today.
Probably. I kind of want to and have to find out more about this thing that ravaged through the city, and where it came from, why it came, and who was responsible.
I wish we could go to the upper city to look up some things, but oh well, it's gone.
Yeah, that's another thing. But maybe there are some clues there too.
We could investigate the crater, yes.
If we wait long enough, my father will tell us.
Where is he anyway?
Well, I guess the thing is quite stalker, and he's still on his tracks. I would say that is very formidable, but given what I've seen of that thing, I don't think I can measure it up against normal animals, even though it had animal-like behavior.
I mean, in the meantime, while we wait for your father to come back, we could go to the ruins and maybe look around there. Maybe find some information.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we don't actively cover our tracks, I'm pretty sure he'll find us.
Yes. I mean, as long as we live in your hut, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think we should also at least take a look at the Temple of Hinds. Because I want to say cultists of some sort seem to be part of some ritual there that I feel like is the origin of all of this.
Yes, maybe we should find some information on the ritual as well. But I'm not sure where everything is destroyed. One option would be to go into the next city as well and look there for information. But I strongly believe we should look around here first.
Yeah, I'm not against that. So we will be going to the ruins. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Also, we should look around for food. We cannot feast on your savings here.
Well, and I take a moment to just stick my head out and listen. Yeah, given the fact that you don't hear any birds, might make it difficult to hunt even here in the dark wood. But I guess even the plants didn't run off, so there should be something we can find to eat.
Yes, we just shouldn't forget.
Yeah.
I really think we shouldn't lose any time, so shall we get going?
Yep.
Yeah.
To the ruins first?
To the crater of the upper city, or what?
I don't mind either one, so I believe we should go to the ruins first in case we find someone beneath the ruins, just in case we overlooked anything, so.
Good idea.
Maybe someone's hiding there as well.
So, first order of business for you guys of the day is the ruins of the Temple of Highness.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way to, let's call it point 0. You make your way to The place where it all started. The place where you guys met. The place where your whole lives were turned upside down. And when many people wanted to move with the most of the guards to the next city over, not all are going. There are a few people staying behind. You can see still other people in the city looking for their family, mourning their dead, or actually trying to still take up a living here. You see some guard members trying to organize stuff, but most of them are just trying to help people remove the rubble from their homes and some semblance of a normal life, of people lying to themselves about starting a normal life today again here. As you walk through the streets, you hear in the distance, in this old city, amongst the rubble, amongst the destroyed houses, especially when you walk into the Temple of Highness, where the destruction is the strongest. This is where the Titan's wrath really impacted. This is where the houses are reduced to ground level and nothing is standing anymore. You hear someone, an old man, an old song. You hear an old man singing. You see someone sitting on a bench among the rubble, sorrowfully looking at the ground before him, singing this old tune that you can all realize is probably an old song, an old army, an old soldier's song to keep soldiers busy from mourning their fallen comrades. I must not wail till war has set. I must not grieve when blood gets shed. I'll need not cry till you can rest. You shall await me, eternal rest. And you make your way to the temple furthermore, and yeah, you reach the destroyed temple site. The building that once stood tall above you, that two of you have seen, reduced to a pile of rubble, to a pile of nothingness but bricks, stone, wood, and cloth, glass, but all of it in shambles, all of it on the ground, flattened by giant footsteps.
Before the destruction, was there anything like a library or a bookstore or, a house for a school, maybe? Where we could...
House of study, yeah. Yes, there were libraries, there were bookstores, there were schools, there were quite a few houses of learning. Each temple had more or less a small inner library where they held manifests, holy scriptures, and other things. So yeah, there are quite a few places where you could obtain knowledge, but most of it is probably destroyed at this point. When you look over the city, you see around 70% of the city has been leveled flat or destroyed or burned or washed away in some way or another, claimed by catastrophe.
I would still like to suggest looking around for maybe some remaining libraries or houses of study, just in case we are lucky and can get our hands on, some knowledge. Maybe just start at the one end of the city and then move through.
Didn't we purposely go direct to this temple to look for something here?
I think this is a good starting point to look.
Agreed.
And I would walk towards the rubble and see if I can find any way towards the altar, if that's still somehow visible or reachable in any capacity.
You know where it stood, but you know that the altar has been crushed under one of the footsteps. Everything has been crushed under the footsteps of this Titan here. And obviously you will have to walk over the rubble, so since it was a big building, you're standing quite on top of ground level, I would say. So you maybe 4 meters just rubble before you would reach where the temple where the altar once stood.
Then I would just stand atop there and take a look around and see if I can take anything in that might lead us somewhere or give us something.
yeah, especially this part of town, it's been all erased, more or less. It's been erased to nothingness. It's been destroyed. It's been crushed and flattened. You can see the footsteps of this beast. You can trace them in the ground for it leaves probably behind 50 centimeters deep footprints in the paved roads, at least. And you see all the signs of destruction and also mourning. From this point, you have a great view of the surrounding parts of town, especially since there's nothing blocking your view anymore. Call back to that nothing stands. You can also see people that walk through, that do something with their miserable existence, that they just are doing something. You see people pulling a wagon full of corpses through the streets, probably collecting the dead so they can be buried. You see nothing that could help you with your questions or your problems.
I wonder whether temple had a cellar. Is it something usual? Do temples have cellars?
Was it a question to DM or was it a question to the players?
It was a question for you.
I don't know how often Macy has been to a temple before in her life.
Not often.
You would think so, that they probably have cellars. They're pretty big buildings, and they probably need storage space since most of their rooms are not made for storage. So from your perspective, they should probably have a cellar where they can store the things they need, where they have more space, because the space they normally just present is not for storage and not for the clerics or priests to sleep in. So they probably have a lot more space than you are presented with, and that comes with the realization that they probably had cellars and basements.
Okay, because I just thought about, we are at the seaside, so I don't know how deep one can go.
Andoras is a city that's been kind of a marvel of architecture, really. The city rises very quickly from water level to probably 10 to 20 meters above water level.
Okay.
So it's a very steep built city, actually, which was helpful in avoiding a big part of the tsunami, because it would have probably leveled the whole city flat if the city was built on a flat shoreline and not on the steep shoreline. So maybe you were saved by the architecture and geography of the city.
Right, then I would like to maybe look for an entrance. I know everything is in ruins and in complete chaos, but I would still like to look around and maybe find a corridor or a door or I don't know, anything. Even if it's just, making sure that there is a cellar, even though we can't access it right now.
Okay, I would like for you to make an investigation check if you're searching for something.
It's a 3.
No, you don't find anything that is of any real interest to your question or your quandaries.
Lots of stones.
Lots of bricks, lots of wood.
Well, guys, I don't know if there's anything of interest here. Did you find anything?
Not really. Nothing helpful for our cause. Just some people trying to get by, trying to get out the corpses from underneath.
Cyradian, what about you?
We came here to look for books and stuff, right?
Basically anything, but I don't see anything
containing knowledge about, anything? Yeah, no, nothing really helpful.
GM, would I know that from the temple towards the upper city, would there be some sort of library or anything on the way there from the temple?
Probably wars. Emphasis on wars. You can see from here to the upper city crater. There's nothing in your path that is standing anymore. So to make this easier, or not easier for you guys, but to make this better, not all things have been destroyed. A few temples are still standing. Maybe a library or something is still standing. Just not in this part of town. You're closer to the upper city. You're there with the Titan Wars. You're in the path of destruction. You would probably have to look in the places where no destruction happened to find something that's still standing that could help you.
Would I know any libraries or temple locations outside of the, let's call it, blast zone?
Make an intelligence check for me.
Yeah, I will. That would be a 6.
A 6. You guys are rolling great tonight.
Yeah, it's
Hell yeah.
I mean, do you guys wish to change dice or something? Use your dice chairs, please.
I already used the online dice and 2 different dice sets, and they were all shit.
It's common knowledge. I'm gonna give you that. It's common knowledge where the temples of the 14 houses stand or stood. And you're pretty sure that the Temple of Magic, the Temple of Lady Delilah, the Temple of Modar, and the Temple of Saga, which is the only temple where you don't know the location, still stand, or should still stand. You haven't seen the building. But the Temple of Lady Delilah and the Temple of Modar should both still be standing, or at least not flattened to the ground.
here in this city.
Yes.
My character doesn't know anything about it.
I probably wouldn't know who Modar is or what type of god he is, right?
He's the head of the Grave family.
Mm-hmm.
So, as for people listening in, the gods in this world work differently than in the Forgotten Realms or in many other fantasy worlds. There are 14 different domains of divinity in this world, and each has a head of a family. Basically, each domain is a family. If you have a belief, it has a certain domain. It can be anything. The god of crops would be a nature domain god, for example. Could also be a life domain god. The borders are fluid in these families, but generally there's one head of the family, which is the god these temples are mostly themed after. And Modar is the forgotten god or forgotten father of the Grave family. He is faceless. He's nearly nameless. His name has been forgotten in most historic scriptures and texts, and nobody knows if Modar is actually his real godly name. They just call him that. He doesn't have any real remarkabilities to him. He's kind of forgotten. Then we have Lady Delilah, which is the goddess of magic, the goddess of arcana, who has a lot of influence in this world. A lot of people respect mages a lot. Mages are very respected and renowned everywhere. So the goddess of magic, the goddess of all that is unexplainable at first for most common people, is very highly respected as well.
Well, I know one unexplainable thing that has happened in last few days. Maybe the Temple of Lady Delilah is a good starting point if it's not destroyed as well.
Temple of who?
The temple of the goddess Lady Delilah.
Yes.
Shall we go there?
Yes. I mean, right here there's nothing but sticks and bricks and stones and
Bones.
ah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I hate you.
You're welcome.
but it's important they are broken bones.
You really had to explain that one, right?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Alright, so let's go to the Temple of Lady Delilah.
Dear listener, welcome to your one per episode pass to relax and chill out from all the Titans Call goodness. Cause it's finally time for our mid-roll. This is the place where I gently remind you to rate and review this podcast so people on the internet, and especially more people around the world, can find and enjoy Titans Call's goodness. And if you want to, refer us to a friend. That's really the best way podcasts grow. Reviews and word of mouth help so fucking much. And we love getting reviews. Obviously, we love reading and gushing over how people respond to what we've created over the last 2 years at this point. Kind words really mean a lot to us and help us immensely in making this shit possible. Like these, for example, these written words by Mech Nick. Love the story and energy behind the DM and players. We love you too, Mech Nick. We love you too. Next to that, you can also follow us on social media. Wherever you are, we are too. And you can find us under the tags DoubleDM or DoubleDM Pod or anything of that sorts. Mostly it's DoubleDM or DoubleDM Pod. Last week, we premiered the teaser for Nestorian Sea, our second actual play releasing right after Titans Call. And this week, I have a quick announcement that we are working on another show next to that as well, called Pen and Pals, where we as a team will try solo, journaling, and duo TTRPG games, so especially more non-traditional TTRPG games, and combine actual play and discussions and interviews around them. I don't want to talk too much about format, but basically we will play the games like they are intended to be played, make a bit of a show out of it, obviously, and then discuss them. And if we can, maybe also interview the creator, if they are down to talk to us. We don't have a timeline for that yet at all, but watch those social media channels and this place here for any sort of announcement. And with that, I've already held you back way too long again, so let's jump right back into Titan's Calls, Episode 3, The Ghost of a City. So you guys will make your way through the town again. You're close to the upper city. I don't want to force you to go there, but...
I mean, if we're close, we can stop by there first, yeah.
But we still have to be kind of efficient. We don't have too much time. I mean, we do have lots of time, but maybe we shouldn't waste it.
Yeah, I mean, if we're that close to the crater of the upper city,
yep,
maybe stop by there first.
Agreed.
Okay. So
Lady Delilah is the goddess of
magic and arcana.
But didn't all the maid... Oh, we're walking towards Up City, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do we expect to get inside?
Well, there's nothing to get inside to, since it's gone.
So how is the temple a good first start?
But then we would have to run around for a bit, so...
No, the temple is on the lower parts of the city, but we are close to the upper city right now, so we're taking a detour over the upper city to get to the lower city.
So the temple for the goddess of magic isn't in the upper city where most of the mages lived, and which part of city whatever they did, whatever happened. I mean, if I'm not wrong, it was said that the mages during the attack shut off the upper city with some kind of magic. But so the Temple of Magic being a point of interest, mostly for mages, I guess, wasn't it in the upper city?
Were there any temples in the upper city?
No, there weren't any temples in the upper city, mainly for the reason that the upper city is not available to lower citizens.
Mm-hmm.
And religion is a free right in Andoras. So you cannot put a temple where no one would be able to go. So you had to put the temple somewhere where everyone would be able to go.
Then
the city is not able to.
Then I would relay that information.
Yeah.
Corradian. So Coradian.
It's also not that every mage lived in the upper city. It's that the famed and renowned mages lived up there.
Yeah.
There were still other mages in normal parts of town.
So all mages I've heard of.
Yeah, but it's to explain this also to the other players and to potential listeners.
Oh, well, okay. So, the upper city, or the whatever
is not left of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Macy, I think you were from the upper city, right?
Yep, but I must say I was used to it when there was still some buildings.
Yeah, but I think you know the basic layout the best, so
yeah,
I'll follow you.
Okay.
Basic layout of the upper city or through the upper city? Because my understanding, the upper city, it's just like someone took a huge, I don't know, spoon or whatever and just took everything out. So there is nothing about the basic layout. There's just
nothing.
We can stand there and, you need to look down. You can climb down.
That is correct, but
we can still go through this basic layout and whether anything has been left.
Well, the real question is, if we stand at one point of it and you take a brief look, would you see that the whole upper city is missing?
The whole upper city is missing, as far as you guys know.
Yeah, but that's basically you would see that, or you would...
We could investigate the edges. Maybe find something there. I don't know how large the upper city was, but we could maybe take a walk around the corners.
Yeah, just get anything, because we just don't know anything right now.
Yep.
We just know it's gone, but not to what extent.
I think a walk around would be a good start.
So we circle around it, really walk on the edge here.
Mm-hmm. You first of all make your way to the edge.
Yeah.
You're still not there. The streets will still lead up to where the crater, or where the city was. The cracked cobblestone is shifted upwards to create some jagged stones to stick out of the ground. Many buildings collapsed and rubble and blood fills the streets. As you arrive there where the gate to the upper city once was, you see nothing. The crater is huge, but there is nothing at first glance, as if someone just cut out a piece of land and made it disappear into thin air. The crater is over 300 feet deep, or 100 meters, and encompasses the whole inner wall around the upper city, which wasn't a perfect circle but pretty close to it, as if someone just really ripped out a perfect sphere from the ground and just made it disappear.
Well, that's not normal.
The wall is still there, right?
No, the walls where the runes you Macy saw lit up are gone as well.
Oh,
They were
wow.
right on the edge of getting ripped away. Maybe you can see some bricks and some stone from the walls still laying on the edge of this crater, but most of the walls is gone.
That's not good.
So we are looking for what?
Anything, I guess.
I found a brick.
Well, that's a start.
At least we are sure that there's nothing left of it.
Well,
Yes.
we are looking for anything that might give us insight on whatever happened here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would you guys understand if you found anything that might give insight on what happened here? Because I'm pretty sure I wouldn't.
That's
Well,
a good question.
I know what normal buildings look like.
I take a look at the huge crater. Well, yeah, none.
Exactly.
I was kind of hoping to see something concerning the runes I saw yesterday on the wall, but since the wall is gone as well, tough.
So we are maybe looking for wounds. So
Or any
there's an indicator
remainders of
that's
the
in
city?
here. Yeah, I mean, okay.
You guys see some other curious people looking into or over the crater. They're kind of, your glances kind of meet and you look at each other and you can see that their faces are just as clueless as yours. They look over the crater and after a few short looks, they seem to go again. It seems that a lot of people are interested in what happened here because while the whole city is in shambles and destroyed, this is still the most interesting point because it's the most unnatural of what happened. The others they can kind of explain, even though they don't understand the reasonings and causes of it. But this is something that has never been heard by people, not even in fables or saga, tales, stories. No one has heard of this happening before. So there are quite a few people looking over curiously. Some people are actually walking the edge of the crater. And you see also some people trying to climb down into the crater to maybe find something down there.
Isn't it a clean cut? So
No, it's clear.
It's a perfect ball or half ball that has been cut out of the ground.
So they're sliding down, or are they using
Yeah.
ropes?
Using ropes and tying them especially to some large rock on top of it and then just slowly sliding down.
Oh, is it the stone and earth underneath where it's been cut out? Is that the clean cut?
It's as if someone sandpapered it.
So you could basically take your mantle and, take a white right down to the center.
Yeah.
Use it as a giant half pipe or something like that.
Yeah, it's a giant, big ass half pipe.
Oh. So really unnatural, clean.
Obviously, where especially there's dirt, the dirt has obviously crumbled and some places are uneven, but it's clearly visible that this was a clean cut.
It's
by
like
something.
if I take a brick and throw it in, there's a brick, but originally just a really clean cut.
Yeah, as someone really cut out a perfect ball.
Oh.
I will never understand magic.
Well, I definitely do not understand it right now, but yeah, I have no idea.
Well then, anything specific we want to do here now? That we know that it is just perfect sphere, gone? I mean, it's a start to something, I don't know what, but at least we know something.
It's magic, something magic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you guys happen to see a mage while we were walking through here?
Did we? I doubt it, but
Not visibly a mage. Maybe someone can cast magic here, but you don't see them.
How to identify a mage? Did he have a rope, big head, staff? No, I didn't.
I just imagine 3 idiots sitting at the edge of a crater and just looking clueless like, yeah, okay, that's gone. Well, now what?
Yeah. So you were talking about the temple of the goddess of magic.
Lady Delilah.
That could still stand, so maybe we will find something or someone there to help us.
Yeah, I mean, the goddess of magic, arcana, and the things unexplainable could
The unnatural
be
things.
a way to go, right?
As you guys make your way away from the crater, I would love for one of you guys to make a perception check. If someone is helping, they can make it with advantage. I believe you all kind of looking at your sim, so advantage.
I would like to give advantage to.
Yeah, he can make it with advantage.
And I would like to make my first roll.
Someone's excited.
Yeah, I mean, the important thing is that it's a die made by Neil. That's the important thing about it, and I've never rolled with it. It's just
Then
for
now
this
you do. Let's
character.
go.
Hurrah! Oh no, advantage. It might get even better.
Ooh.
Ah, it didn't. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Ooh.
That's like, I don't know, 4 of your rolls combined.
Yeah, that checks out.
Uh,
I think you just by 5 points with all 3 rolls combined with this one roll.
with your very keen hunter's eye, you spy something in a small rubble pile, just to the left of the road where you guys are walking right now. It looks like flesh. It looks like an arm sticking just a little bit out of the rubble that you can see. Wouldn't really be visible for someone that is not you.
Might it be possible, considering the location of the arm and the wobble above, that, well, the rest of the body isn't totally crushed?
It looks like under that rubble pile could be a whole body, maybe alive, maybe not. You just see a little bit of the arm.
But it's not a, severed arm.
You don't know.
Yeah, but it's not obviously that it's one.
Yeah.
So I would probably not say anything and just walk towards it, take a detour.
Yeah, easily doable. The others don't really pay attention to it. You're just making 2 steps from the road to investigate a rubble pile or something. So yeah, you're standing in front of this rubble pile, the arm kind of sticking out.
Yeah, I would try to, start to lift some rubble where the arm is sticking out to see if there's more where the arm came from.
Yeah, you do that and you move a little bit of rubble while you shove and lift some rubble away, and no, there's nothing left to that arm. It's a severed arm. But it's interesting in the way that it's not a normal severed arm. It's not ripped off, and it also can't be cut off by a blade. A normal blade would, at least when it hits bone, be grinding more or less through it, so it can't be that clean of a cut.
You mean it's like that clean of a cut, like somebody just cut clean through the stone and take a whole sphere out? If someone would stick the arm through.
Yes, maybe.
Oh,
That kinda. You find that, especially where it was cut off, the cut off wound is 5 centimeters deep into the arm. It's just a forearm, and it's cut off right at the elbow, and good 5 centimeters into the arm are burn marks, as if something was burned crisp, more or less. The flesh is charred like coal. Deep burn wounds cut through tissue down to the bone, which has also been burned. That is what you find. It's easily 4th degree burns.
So it was
Okay.
a very strong, hot sphere
I would
which disappeared.
pick up the arm. Maisie?
Yes.
You
As you both turn around and see Seradian hold a severed burnt arm in his hand.
Oh my god, what?
What the? What?
Why? What?
You saw what happened to the upper city up close?
Not up close, but I've seen it disappear. Why are you holding an arm?
Well, it looks it looks like it has been really clean cut from the rest of the body, just like in the crater, and well, maybe didn't just cut through stone and stuff. You said something about wounds. What exactly did you see when the upper city vanished and closed shortly before that?
There was a wall around the upper city, a stone wall, And on this wall, there were glowing runes, which light up shortly before the whole sphere disappeared. But what has...
Did you see anyone trying to get in or out?
The armor down. It's disturbing. Sorry, I can't look at you.
Please stop waving with the arm. No. Just either just hold it or put it back down, please.
Okay. Are you trying to suggest that the arm has been cut off?
Yeah, like somebody was trying to get out of the upper city or reaching out when it vanished. Did you saw anyone? If you saw it disappear, maybe you've seen somebody trying to get out?
I've only seen it from afar, so no people, but...
And especially while you were looking at it, it was a blinding flash of light as it disappeared. So it could have been that someone was trying to get out of the gate, but you wouldn't have been able to tell because they just disappeared in a flash of light.
Yep.
Okay.
This is slightly disturbing.
The whole thing is more than slightly disturbing.
Yes.
I mean, if someone tried to get out of that sphere, could it be that it wasn't a planned thing for it to happen? Some sort of safety backup mechanism, maybe? That in some certain event, the whole city just disappears to somewhere.
I have no idea.
Me neither.
That's a good idea. So maybe it was a protection spell. If anything happens, the people somewhere safe. Which would mean that there's a place with this city and hopefully all the people still in it. Or they're just gone. I don't know. Or maybe the arm, or the person which used to have this arm, which is wrong time, wrong space. I don't know.
So could either mean the city just got teleported to somewhere safer, or it just got melted completely on the inside and just vanished forever.
Or it got teleported somewhere unsafer. By the people who teleported it.
Yeah.
There are people who teleported, and it wasn't a safety mechanism.
I would like to turn around and go back to the crater.
Mm-hmm.
And start to look if I see at the edge of it any burn marks on anything, like if there's a pile of rubbish, if there's wood in it. Can you see, any other forms of, burn marks except the arm I'm holding, the charcoal?
Sure, make another perception check for me.
Net 1.
I was gonna say, this DC is really fucking low, but a net 1
is lower.
Is lower. No, it looks like someone just cut out with a spoon or scooped something up with a spoon. It's not really burnt.
Weird. Then I go back to Aiden and Maisie. Weird. Why is only this arm burnt? Well,
that's even weirder.
Maybe the goddess of magic and priests can tell us more. So, that way?
Yeah, it is that way. And I will just
that way.
Walk on ahead.
You guys walk through the city. You make your ways through the abandoned cities, or not the abandoned, but the destroyed cities. As you walk through the city once more, you still see signs of people and of reactions to the destruction and the death around you guys. Another corpse wagon or something like these is in one of the streets you walk through. It's six to seven corpses are laying on this wagon. It's people who have been buried under rubble, drowned by the tsunami, or killed in any other manner. 2 people are on the side of the road, pulling another corpse from under the rubble to heave onto this wagon as well. This sight of the bodies of citizens, of your fellow citizens, lined up on the wagon is a somber sight to behold. Bloody everywhere, tattered and ripped clothing, faces that still scream agony, fear, and pain. How do you guys feel about this?
Weird. I mean, it's an uneasy feeling, but at the same time, it's just a weird kind of feeling, because on one hand, they are all dead and died in anguish and stuff like that, but on the other hand, did I neither see them die nor knew them when they lived?
Well, Aiden kind of feels in shock, in disbelief of what has happened here. Not a whole day ago, the city was just as it has always been, and now it's just basically gone. But he kind of feels reassured of what he is trying to do here. Because of all this bloodshed and agony that he's seeing right now, he just feels assured that this is something he needs to do, to find out more about this, find out who's responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the people which are dead, we cannot bring them back to life. So although accepting and, mourning them is a good thing, we should not that stop us from investigating. The most we can do is, I guess, prevent another accident, if that's even possible, if there are other dangers coming up. And yes, it's sad, and I would like to find my friend again, and I want to know what happened to the upper city, but we cannot, this catastrophe, stop us from, living on and trying our best.
So you make your way to the lower parts of town, where destruction is a little less present, but not gone. Its houses are still destroyed. A lot of things have been taken by the flood or the tsunami, but a few buildings stand or withstood the earthquakes and the water, and still give a semblance of what the city once was. You hear through the streets people screaming the names of people, of their family members and friends, but no people really responding to that. It's in the distance. It's not really on your path to go help these people. You could if you wanted to, but you can also make your way just further to the Temple of Arcana.
I would probably just go towards the Temple of Arcana, but still keep an eye out on anything or anyone that is still alive or struggling to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, very close to the Arcana Temple, actually, you overhear someone in a ruin on the side of the road next to you say something.
Mm-hmm.
Take that! That looks valuable.
I would walk towards that voice.
Struggling.
Yeah, then no, he wouldn't, but I am. Yeah, I would like to walk towards that voice.
If listeners could see how Niels was struggling with, my character would do this, but I don't want to.
Yep. So Aiden walks towards that voice.
Okay. You see two men in very simple clothing, lots of grays, a little bit of browns, and more very simple clothing, very simple faces and haircuts. Normal people slowly filling their pockets with small trinkets, items such as some jewelry, actually, and all kinds of little small coins and small things that could be valuable.
Excuse me. What are you looking for?
Things
Why?
to sell? What the fuck do you care?
I have a player question.
Okay.
Isn't Aiden still wearing his,
Yes, I am.
guard wolf dress up because, he couldn't go home to change? Okay.
Yeah.
It's just that for anyone he would obviously look like a guard.
They don't seem to care.
Okay, continue.
So you really think basically grave robbing is the way to go now? Really? At these times?
Not like anyone's ever gonna miss this stuff.
Pull yourself together and help the people in need.
Make an intimidation check?
Hell yeah. I'm good at those. 18.
Oh.
Okay. Especially the one of them is already reconsidering and saying, dude, look at this. Look what he's wearing. He's a town's guard. We should probably go. The fuck do I care? The guard has been shattered all over.
If I might make a suggestion, right over there would be the Temple of Modar. You might be able to help the people there, find some people that are still left living or on the brink of it, or even dead, and help them get a proper burial they all deserve. Take what you have now, give it to the temple, because they will need it. And if I ever catch you again doing this, I won't be so friendly anymore.
The one that has also already been reconsidering goes, fuck, we should go. And Yellow says, fine. Okay, let's go to the temple. And they quickly rush away from you because you've been scaring the shit out of them.
Damn right I did.
Oh my god.
Fucking opportunists. Well, anyways, shall we get going?
I guess, yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Damn.
Smurf has been stunned by it.
Yeah, it's really good.
I am as well, if I might add that.
So, as you guys make your way to the temple, we will see you all next week or next episode for when you guys enter the holy halls. So, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for listening. We will hear you on the next episode of Titan's Call. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.